Last week I did a video about the top 10 films that got gay characters right. So this week we're taking a look at the 10 films that got gay characters wrong, horribly wrong, so wrong that they actually border on offensive. Whether these gay characters were stereotypical or the product of the era, these characters did no justice for LGBTQ+ representation in media. Before we get into the video, I just want to give a special shout out to my Patreon members for supporting me on Patreon. If you don't know, I've got a Patreon page as well where you'll find stuff that you won't find on YouTube that you might want to check out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. But for now, let's head over towards the rainbow and follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
The boss is gonna have you by the balls!
I don't think O'Clancy will take the money. Everyone says he's an honest cop.
The Toxic Avenger from 1985 follows Melvin, a nerdy janitor who turns into a grotesque superhero after falling into some toxic waste. But the character we are zeroing in this movie is Nipples, a gay man depicted as a flamboyant crossdresser who's part of a villainous gang. The film's over-the-top style includes extreme violence and crude humor, but Nipples comes across as a caricature, blending gay and trans elements in a way that's played purely for shock value. Critics have pointed out how the movie's offensive ramblings reduce gay identities to punchlines in a story that's already packed with gore and absurdity. It's definitely a product of its time, but it reinforces harmful tropes without any nuance, making Nipples more of a sideshow than a character.
Does this shirt make me look gay?
No, man.
What about now?
Next up, we take a look at Ray from Scary Movie, which was released in 2000. This horror parody, directed by Keenan Ivory Wayans, spoofs films like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Ray, played by Sean Wayans, is Brenda's boyfriend who's constantly denying his obvious attraction to men, leading to scenes filled with gay panic humor. Perhaps you're old enough to remember the infamous Possessed Clown sequence where Ray overpowers and assaults the clown. It's meant to be funny, but it veers to the offensive territory by equating gay people with deviants and using it as a setup for cheap laughs. For many viewers, Ray was one of the first black gay characters in mainstream cinema, but the portrayal relies on stereotypes of closeted bisexuality and turns potential representation into mockery. It is a reminder of how the early 2000 comedies often punch down instead of up.
Is that your natural hair color?
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
thank you.
See, this is the color I want.
Now hear me out, Damien might be a fan favorite, but let's face it, he's a walking stereotype from the early 2000s. He embodies the gay best friend trope to a fault, and that's basically it. There's no character depth to him.
She's fabulous, but she's evil.
Hey, get out of here!
Oh my god, Danny DeVito, I love your work!
He's the sidekick and always ready with sassy commentary and comedic relief, but his entire personality revolves around being gay. Damien serves as an accessory to the straight protagonist, without his own depth or story arc. In my opinion, he deserves complexities beyond just making everything more fabulous, but instead, he's reduced to a stereotype that feels kind of flat today.
It's a promise of your love forever together.
Beautiful.
For all eternity. I now pronounce you husband and husband. You may kiss the husband.
Adam Sandler and Kevin James star as firefighters who fake a gay marriage for insurance benefits, leading to a barrage of stereotypes and slurs. The film trots out every cliché, exaggerated mannerisms, gay panic gags, and a preachy turn towards tolerance that feels kind of insincere. Reviews from the time slammed it for hating on gay people while dropping the F slur freely. Some argue it's satirical, mocking homophobia, but the execution often comes off as exploitative, with straight actors playing at being gay for laughs. The film is kind of a mess, and it highlights how pretending to be progressive can still perpetuate harm.
Don't you think it's about time you came out to her?
Mom suffers from an acute case of Paul Lynde syndrome. Just think some special.
Coming in at number 6 is every gay character in another gay movie from 2006. This raunchy parody of American Pie follows 4 gay teens on a quest to lose their virginity, but it's crammed with crude stereotypes that insult rather than entertain. The cast is depicted as sex-crazed perverts, with over-the-top scenes that degrade everyone involved. Think diarrhea, humiliation, and kind of zero character depth. Critics and viewers alike have called it trashy and unfunny for most part, arguing that it presents gay teens as foul-mouthed pigs with no redeeming qualities. Even the butch lesbian character is a caricature thrown around for forced laughs. The film is meant to be wild, but it crosses into offensive by relying on every tired old trope without subversion. Lucky Bastard from 2009 follows Rusty, a young architect who falls for Denny, a drug-addicted hustler. The film was hated by critics for its poor acting, nonsensical plot, and the ill-fitting suits. Seriously, that's a common complaint. And the film definitely exemplified bad gay cinema. The story mishandles themes like addiction and relationships, turning them into tedious melodrama without insight. Reviews bafflingly noted how it deals with undercovered issues but failed spectacularly, coming off as forced and over-reliant on eye candy. It's a film that promises depth but delivers stereotypes and boredom, making it a low point in LGBTQ+ cinema representation.
Black liquors. I think I know that guy.
That's a picture of an
Yeah, I think I slept with it.
Coming in at number 4, we've got a 4-letter word from 2007. This romantic comedy centers on Luke, a promiscuous gay man who doesn't believe in love until he meets Steven. But the film is loaded with cliches. The film celebrates stereotypes instead of breaking them. Critics have pointed out how it peddles worn-out tropes and failed to show diversity in gay life. Don't get me wrong, the film is fun in some spots, but it's kind of offensive in its laziness.
This is my BFF, Adam. He just moved here from New York.
So, Adam, what brings you out here?
Going Down in La La Land was adapted from a novel of the same name, and it follows Adam, a struggling actor who turns to porn and escorting in Hollywood. The character embodies the typical West Hollywood stereotype, competitive, catty, and superficial, with a light-hearted tone that glosses over serious issues like coming out and drugs. Reviews praise a snappy comedy but critique the drama for falling flat, turning potential depth into ridiculousness. The love story feels forced, and the closeted elements reinforce harmful ideas. Despite all its flaws, it's kind of entertaining on the surface, but the gay portrayals lack nuance, making it kind of problematic in 2026.
We could go to my place.
Yeah, where's that?
West Village.
Too far. How about right down there in the tunnel?
I'm not too crazy about public places.
Our runner-up at number 2 is Cruising from 1980. William Friedkin's thriller stars Al Pacino as a cop going undercover in New York's leather scene to catch a serial killer. The film paints the gay community as a dark, violent underworld full of S&M and deviance, which sparked massive protests during production. Gay activists boycotted it for equating homosexuality with murder and freakishness, especially at a time with few positive representations.
What's up? I'm Bruno. I live in Austria's coolest city, Vienna. No big deal, whatever.
And finally, our number 1 spot goes to Bruno from Bruno, released in 2009. Sacha Baron Cohen's mockumentary follows a flamboyant Australian fashionista crashing into American culture. Bruno is the over-the-top stereotype. It features explicit nudity, crude sex scenes, and provocative antics that mock gay life while provoking homophobic reactions. Critics called it snobbish, racist, and offensive to LGBTQ people, reaching new lows in tastelessness. The film is definitely ballsy for its time, even today, but unfortunately the humor degrades more than it enlightens. If you don't want to watch the video about the top 10 movies that got gay characters right, you can also check out my top 10 video about the best sports dramas to watch in 2026. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video for you to check out. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up and a subscription would be nice. Over 72% of viewers aren't subscribed yet, so I'm not sure what they're waiting for. It is the best way to support somebody on YouTube. So just double check that you are subscribed, and if not, subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.